having only one kind of business. Studies have shown this over the years. Reality has also proven this thing I just said. You don't need to go far. Leave all the researches. You don't need to go searching for articles on Google to know if this statement I made is true. Just look within your radius. Check your father. Check your uncles. Check your neighbors. Check that uncle of yours. Check that neighbor that you grew up in your neighborhood. Just check around you in your circle. Don't even go far. In your circle, you will discover that everybody around your circle, everybody you know, who worked for 30 years, 25 years, 40 years on salary, they all ended up broke. Check. If you see one and you show me that person, I give you 1 million. Who worked for 30 years, 35 years, 40 years collecting salary and became wealthy. Wealth is not building 1 3-bedroom flat in the village, having 1 4-bedroom flat in Lagos. You buy 2 cars, and no, that's not wealth too. That's why I said you are establishing deep wealth. Wealth, businesses that will outlive you and give meanings, values to men. So you said you will drink water from your own cistern. You will drink water from your own well. That's where it starts from. Do you have a well you can drink water from? Salary is not well low. Salary is cup of water. A man with cup of water and a man that has a well, you can't compare them. Because salary is a product of another man's well. Salary. You are working with somebody and he's paying you salary. The man is using his cup to fetch water from his well and give you. At any time, that cup can be taken. But when you own the well, it is yours. Drink water. Drink water out of your own well. Drink water out of your own well. This has nothing to do with our well. To say, I know it's my husband's well, so it's our own. No, sir. I can show you women who own their own well. Oprah Winfrey owns her own well. If you go spiritual, Joyce Meyer owns her own well. Folorunsho Alakija owns her own well. There's this Ibukun Awoshika owns her own well. No, it's my husband. My husband has his business. It's our family business. No. Ngozi Wela owns her own well. She's drinking from her own well. There are 3 ways of owning wells. How many people are ready for it? Number 1, you can inherit your well. But I don't like this one. Instead of inheriting a well, which of course there's no really well for me to inherit right now. That's my own personal reality. There's no well for me to inherit. But now, even if there was, I won't want to inherit it. Rather, I will choose to be the one to dig the well for generations after me to inherit. And I'll give you scriptural backups for this. Look at Genesis 26 verse 18. And looking through this congregation, I'm not sure there's anybody here who has wealth to inherit. So probably it is somebody who is watching. And Isaac digged again the wells of water which they had digged in the days of Abraham his father. For the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and he called their names after the names by which his father had called them. These were wells that his father dug. Now he has inherited those wells, and he still maintained the name. So the name of the business was Abraham and Sons Limited, or Abraham and Sons Global, or Abrahamic Business Venture. And now the father is dead. He has inherited them, and then he maintained that name. Are you following me? That is how you can get a word. And we have lots of people who have inherited wells. Lot of people, even in Nigeria. I don't want to start mentioning names, who have inherited wells, who have inherited the businesses of their parents. Their parents did well. Some of them is their grandfather. You especially hear this from the Western world. You hear that this is a third generation wealth, fourth generation wealth. That means the man has died like 100 years ago. Imagine companies like Coca-Cola, Guinness, Heinz products. The founders, the well diggers, they are dead. Some of them 50 years ago, 60 years, 70 years. I think Coca-Cola is over 100 years old. The founder, the owner, the one who dug that well, he dug it real deep. 100 years later, his generation, they are still drinking. His offsprings are still drinking from that well. Please follow me. I have something to tell you this morning. So that you sit down and make calculated, Holy Ghost inspired decisions. The demography of this congregation, very young people. So this message is timely for you. It's timely. Don't sit down and waste your life. It's not the time to spend all your time on Facebook, spend all your time on Twitter and Instagram, sit down and put your life in order. That's why I bring messages that are practical, messages that you can apply, applicable messages. I don't teach from outer space or give you some revelations there that are not relevant to your life. Number 2, God can open your eyes to see well. Genesis 21, verse 19. God can open your eyes. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. Next verse. And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. So they just pitched their tent beside the well. God opened her eyes. No food, no water. Her baby was crying, and she couldn't bear the cry of her baby. She left her baby and was going. And God accosted her. Hey, God, where are you going to? What's your problem? He said, my child is crying, thirsty. I can't bear. He said, it's okay. Look by your side. She just turned, and God opened her eyes. The well has been there all along. God just opened her eyes, and she saw the well. And she fetched water from the well and gave to her child. They were in the wilderness. And God made a well there. So the well has been there all along. She has been in that place. We don't know how long she has been there. Probably for days or weeks. We don't know. But she didn't see the well until God opened her eyes. Many of you have businesses around you. until God open your eyes, you may not see it. It could even be in your house. It could be in your circle. It could be in your family. You are not seeing. It could be in the neighborhood. Please, can you do something about this sound? I'm stressing. It could be in your neighborhood. It could be any. Just, you need to ask God to open your eyes to see what business opportunity is lying around me that I'm not seeing. God opened the eyes. That's another way of digging wells. Number 3. This is my own favorite part. That's why I left it at number 3. You can dig your well. You can dig your well. That's the third way of owning wells. You can dig your wells. John chapter 4 verse 12. John chapter 4 verse 12. Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us this well, and drank thereof of himself, and his children, and his cattle? And over 1,500 years later, a woman is saying, this well was dug for us by our ancestor, and we are drinking from the well. Which our father, our ancestor who dug it, he drank it. His children after him drank it. And generations after, we are still drinking from that well. Does that sound like Coca-Cola and these companies that have lasted 100 years, 200 years? Can you see the pride this woman was talking? Our father, Jacob, to prove to you that she was not the next generation after Jacob. He said, we gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children. How deep is your well? How? The business you are building, is it for you to just take care of yourself and when you die it goes off? We have so many rich businessmen in this country, popular. When they died, all their companies died with them. All. I'm on air, I don't want to mention names. I'm talking about popular names. Men that commanded influence and affluence in this nation own several companies that were doing well, and they are dead today. And you cannot point to one of the companies and say this was the company he had when he was alive. Either children have run down the companies or employees have run down the companies. No structure, no system, because the well of the business was not dug real deep. Over 1,500 years later, this woman was testifying that their father dug this well. So when I was preparing this message, I decided to go to Google to search for this well. And I was shocked to know that this well is still existing. And that it is now a church was built around this well. There's a church around this well. And that they are still drinking from the well. Now, between this time and now, is over 2,000 years. That means that well has been existing for over 3,000 years. The well, one man dug. There's a church built around it. Go to Google and ask, where is the well of Jacob? What well are you digging? Will you have children that will be proud of you? Will you have grandchildren that will be proud of you? Will you have great-grandchildren that will be proud of you? Will you have, if Jesus tarries, will your 10 generations after you, will 10 generations after you be glad that you passed through this earth? And said, if not for our ancestor, success, Aruna. Are you thinking of yourself, or you are thinking of the next generation? And that will bring me to teaching you 3 ways to dig your well deep. How many people are ready? If you are ready, just wave your hand. 3 ways to dig your well deep. To establish businesses that will outlive you. 3 ways to establish businesses that will outlast and outlive you, that generations after will still be enjoying from the proceed, the profit, the dividend of that business. Number 1, when you're establishing your business, right from the start, think posterity. Think posterity. Posterity. Think posterity. See, everything I do in my life is intentional. I repeat, everything I do in my life is intentional. Think posterity. Don't always think you. Life is bigger than you. Life is bigger than you. See, as young people, right now you may just be thinking, okay, I'm done with university, I'm done with youth service, I want to get a job, I want to start a business, I want to do something, and then right now some of you may not be thinking of marriage, but at some point it will become a serious agenda on your list. There at some point, children become a serious agenda on your list. You are growing. You are here, you are married, we have a lot of married people here and children. Right now, your children may be young and all of that. A time will come. It will dawn on you that you are not leaving anything behind for these children. The Bible said a good man leaves inheritance for his children's children. He's not thinking of himself. He's not even thinking of his children. He's thinking of his children's children. That's a man who thinks posterity. So God said that is a good man. A man who thinks posterity. I am building this business so that my grandchildren's security, financial security is intact. I am building. He's not thinking of himself. Oh. He's not thinking of his children. He's thinking of his grandchildren. Bible said that's a good man. So from God's definition, a good man is not the one that prays 6 hours a day. He's one that thinks posterity. He's a good man. He may not be a godly man, but he's a good man. No problem with me. God, no, I may not be a good man, but I'm a godly man. Join good to it. There's nothing wrong in it. Think posterity. Build generational wealth. I was talking to my son. We have a covenant day every week. Frank. And I told him, how old is your son? 6. The son is 6. So I told him, I calculated his son's age from where he is now. So the moment he gets into secondary school, as I don't do the mistake of sending him abroad, that will be the worst mistake of your life. The moment he's in primary 2 now, the moment he gets into secondary school, every holiday from JSS 1, let him follow you to the market. Follow you to your business. So I told him, from JSS 1, every holiday, must follow you to the market. Let him be there, learning the business. Because his business now is growing. I say, you do that till SS3. Don't let him go abroad to study university. First degree, holiday, he must be in the market. And I told him, the moment he gains admission and he comes into your business every holiday, you pay him salary. Let him be learning the ropes of the business. after his first degree he has served, send him abroad to do his masters, to get more quality education, to come back to establish that which he has learned from the Western world, to apply it in your local business and take it to the next level. So at the end of the day, you have been able to mentor your first son in business. You are mentoring him and he's acquiring Western education. So what you don't know, so I was telling him last week, that is you thinking posterity. And say you want to jack by your family. Then you now have a son that wake up one day and say, Daddy, I think I'm a girl. You now send your child because you have money, go and do secondary school in Canada. He does secondary school. You think you want to come back? To do what? And tell you, no, they can't come back. That shit country can't come back. It's no lie. You're speaking English, you don't understand. Posterity. Let me show you. Look at Genesis 25 verse 5. Posterity. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. He gave all he had. The guy was thinking posterity. I am very sure Abraham was not planning to have more children the moment Isaac was born. But situation warranted. Look at the next verse. That after Sarah died, they had to marry. If Sarah had been alive, I'm not sure Abraham would have married. But look at it. But unto the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country. Those are the ones that started all this Saudi Arabia, all this Iran, east country. He said, go, just leave my son. As if they are not his sons. But as they were going, he settled them. Because Isaac was not just a promised child. Isaac was a child of his love. Are you here? Think posterity. Build generational wealth. And let me tell you, there are businesses you do that transcends generation, like investing in real estate. Real estate. Investing in precious stones. Intellectual properties. Bob Marley died in 1981. The children, all of them, about 11 of them, that's all they are living on. 81. He died in May 1981. Intellectual properties. Fela died how many years ago? Intellectual properties. Mines Muro died. Dr. Mines Muro died. His son and his daughter were not the one that took over his church, but they are the one sitting on his intellectual properties. Do you know how many books that man wrote in his lifetime? That's bigger than the ministry itself. Bigger than the ministry. That's what the children are sitting on. These are men who have dug their well real deep. A son came to me day before yesterday with a heavy seed for his birthday. He's celebrating his 43rd birthday. So day before yesterday, he came with a fat envelope. He said, today is my birthday. I want to sow this seed. I want you to just speak a word into my life. So I laid my hands and prayed for him. After I finished praying, I told him, I said, if Jesus tarries, the next 2 years will be 45. He said, yes. I said, from now till the next 2 years, I want you to come up with something that has your name on it. If not, I will not pray for you on your 45th birthday. And if you bring seed, I will not take. You cannot establish a generational wealth if you don't have a product that comes from you. You must be a manufacturer, a producer. You must have a product. Or you must have intellectual properties. Or you must have real estate. Or you must be involved in business that has to do with precious stones. Gold, diamond. Something that will outlast you. I'm not talking of tomato and pepper. That one will feed you. Except if you are going into farming. That's another business. You're going into large scale farming. Large scale. Don't sit down, be living your life from hand to mouth, day to day. We are surviving. No, sir. You are not designed to survive. You are designed to thrive. Designed to thrive. So think posterity. Think posterity. If you want to dig your well real deep, think posterity. Think that for at least start with 4 generations. At least. And while you are at it, and God has blessed you with children, you begin to see anything you do. Why do you see the Western world are able to keep legacy? It's only in this part of the world people don't bother about their legacy. Look at the Bush family. Father was vice president, became president. While he was president, his son was the governor of Texas. Brought the children into politics. You don't force them, you influence them. You make them see the beauty of what you're doing. You make it enjoyable. And they fall in. I've seen pastors' children who say, God forbid I can't. Because they can't. They see the stress you go through. They see you complain when you are preparing message. Complaining. And you wanted to come into that space of No. There's one young boy, and a black American boy. I like watching him. My wife and I would like, if you want to sleep in the night, we watch him. His father is a pastor, owns a church. He started preaching from when he was 4. Very funny boy. Jennifer Hudson brought him to her set and said, can you share a scripture with us? The boy is so chubby. He said, yeah. There's a scripture I was just going over right now. Galatians chapter 5. The Bible talked about the fruit of the Spirit. He said, and it is love, joy. That's why I was in peace. And the boy just to know. And I tell you, you have peace. God will bless you. God will lift you up. It's funny. But he has been on that set twice. And the second time, Jennifer, he said, why? He said, he loves, they said, who is Omete? He says, my father. He said, when he preaches on Sunday, I like the way he preaches. So I like to preach like him. And then when the father now baptized him at 6, he came home and he went and carried his teddy bear. I went and baptized the teddy bear in their bathtub. And said he has been baptized. Now wore the one gown that the father wore when they were baptized. I went and he didn't know the mother was filming. I went and baptized the teddy bear. Stood in the bathtub. I baptized in the name of the Father. And recently they allowed him preach in the church. And it was awesome. He said, say, He likes shouting. think posterity. Number 2, think prosperity. Pro. The first is posterity, generations. Now think prosperity. When you are building your business, when you are digging your well, think prosperity while building it. Now, when I'm talking about prosperity, I'm talking about multiple streams of income. Not just one line of business. No. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Not just one line of business. Not one. You have a product, get it established. Within that business, there are other businesses, little businesses attached to that business. You begin to explore them. When God created Adam, he gave him 4 streams of income. 4 rivers flow out of Eden. One of the rivers carried gold, precious stones, and gave him the land to till. Agriculture. So you serve a God that is business minded. He said, till it and keep it. Look at Genesis 13 verse 2. And Abraham was very rich. Very rich. In cattle, the guy was into agriculture. In silver and in gold, precious stones. He was very rich. 3 kinds of businesses. What are you doing? I was joking with one of my daughters who is into fashion. And she's good at cooking. Anytime there's an occasion, we invite her to come and cook. And so, oh, by the way, we shot our first music video. Also, cost us millions to shoot. The next 1 week to be out. House of Bliss is going somewhere. Right now, our songs are played on every digital platforms. So she prepared the lunch and dinner while we were on set. And I was joking with her. I said, I don't even know whether your talent is in sewing or in cooking. And she has a shop, 2 shops. And I said to her jokingly, it was a joke. And she said, God forbid. I said, there's nothing wrong. You wake up. It's just a matter of you not being lazy. Wake up in the morning and prepare food. As customers come, other people can be coming to it. As customers come, you compel them to buy food. I was just saying, God forbid. I love my fashion. As I was joking. But the wise man will hear and increase in learning. Think prosperity. Having multiple streams of income. Diversify. The moment your business grows, begin to diversify. Systems and structures will help you. Check all the wealthy men. They have multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. They have their hands in so many pies. So many business pies. Number 3, think possibilities. You think posterity, you think prosperity, you think possibilities. Take the lead of you, take the limit of you, break boundaries and take territories. When I'm talking about thinking possibilities, don't just let your mind be stationed locally. Also, as you are doing business locally, you are thinking global. Doing business on international waters. Look at Isaiah chapter 60 verse 4. Break barriers and limitations. Go into international businesses. Humans like you are the ones doing it. The first time I told my son, the Lord would want you to begin to import things. He said, he laughed. He's here. He laughed. I was looking at him. He said, Papa, we never read you. I said, who said? He's here. I said, who said? I said, am I your pastor? Just follow me. He has some kind of philosophy about funding and the rest. Took time, started breaking it. Today he imports things from China. This year he has done 2 already. Break boundaries. I was talking to one of my son. I said, China. Before all this happening is in China. As we are talking now, he's about to go to Canada. Not jackpot. Canada for 1 week and come back. Business. Think possibilities. Think possibilities. Look at Isaiah chapter 6. Lift up your eyes round about and see. Your head is down, so you can't see. Genesis 13 verse 14 says, lift up now the eyes. Anytime your eyes are down, you will not see. You have to lift it up to see well. He told Abraham, lift up now the eyes and see. For as far as your eye can see, there's possibilities. Lift up your eyes and see possibilities. But when you keep seeing barriers, you keep seeing opposition, you keep seeing challenges, you keep seeing stumbling blocks, you will never make a headway in life. Think possibilities. Lift up your eyes round about and see. All day they gather themselves together. They will not come until you see. They come to you. They are coming. They are coming. Thy sons shall come from far. They are coming from China, from Japan, from Dubai. They are coming from UK. You are not a local businessman. Think global. Your sons, those sons, they represent clients, customers. And thy daughter shall be nursed as the other side. So you are doing local, you are doing global. Think possibilities. At least have the dream first. Break the walls of limitations. They are not angels and spirits doing these things. They are humans like you. Came to challenge you this morning. Dig your well real deep. Think posterity. Think prosperity. Think possibilities. Look at verse 5. Look at verse 5. Come on now. Verse 5. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and your heart shall fear and be enlarged. Why? Because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. Then the forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. These are possibilities. But many people, especially Christians, our problem is laziness. Passive and inactive mind. People waiting for people to carry their responsibilities. They can give very genuine excuse. There is no human being that is succeeding that doesn't have challenges, obstacles, and opposition. They surmounted it. They sat down and thought, okay, this is a challenge. How do I navigate it? The Bible says watch and pray. It didn't say pray and watch. That's the problem. That's why your prayers are not being, they are not working. You are not watching. You don't prayer. You didn't even wait to hear what God will say. You are praying and go and you are expecting miracle. Say watch and pray. Think. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all we ask or think. There is thinking. Thinking. Think. Engage your mind. I want to do this business. These are the obstacles. Obstacle 1, obstacle 2, obstacle 3. How do I navigate them? Then you consult. You sit down in your comfort zone and you have given all the obstacles. And some of those obstacles are not real low. You are the one that has, you have developed. I would have gone into this business. So, but there's no money. Where will I get money? No, there's no money. I can't do this. I don't have education. I can't do it. I don't know people. You are the one building blocks of obstacles. And then you sit down day in and day out. Waste your time sleeping, eating, begging. I started my company from my house. I'll be going to people and tell them, let me do it. That time, all stars, I'll be telling them, when you have your graduation, let me speak free. I was using people I know to get contact. When I saw that people started inviting me, I set up a company, Success Mix International. When I got into ghost writing, I wrote my first 3 books. I wrote free. I said, let me write for you, sir. Your birthday is coming. Let me write a book for you. And they can do that. I said, yes. I wrote the book. I said, I'll do it free for you, man. First woman. I wrote for her. He said, no. I said, no, just let me write for you. I wrote for her. The launch, she gave me an envelope. This is good. Wrote for the second person, wrote for the third person. But the fourth person, I've put price. Because I said to that fourth person, I have done this 3 times. And I show. But I didn't tell the person I did it free. So this is how much I take. When the person but say, dude, that means I can increase money. Yes, my phone. Bring my phone, let me show you something. And so the last book I wrote, I collected 450,000 per chapter. And I wrote the book under 2 days. 450,000 times 6. Do the maths. He now called me that I should do the introduction. Forward. It was Apostle Joseph Suleiman that he wants. Oh, sorry. I'm on air. It's not a secret now. And then he said, write it. And then I wrote it. I said, I'm collecting 500,000 for this. I said, no problem. The forward didn't, let me write a book. The forward did not take me 5 minutes. And I made 500,000. Then this morning, somebody was talking to me about his 50th birthday. Come. No, they'll say you're my PA. Come and read what I said here. Just read this place. This is me writing, Abi.
I propose you have to dedicate a book on your 50th. I can help with that too.
He said, done and dusted. He said, how much will that cost? I said, it depends on the chapter. He was not thinking of it. He said, how much will you take? I said, it's 1 million per chapter. He said, apostle. I said, I'm a doctor now. He said, is it not negotiable? Can I know he has money? I said, no, it's not negotiable. It's 1 million per chapter. So I would have loved to do 10. Let's do 5. I said, do you have a title? He said, I was not thinking about you. You were the one that proposed it. And I told him for me to give you a title, it's 500,000. Where did I start from? Free. That time, ministry was not busy. So instead of me to sit down and sleep, church was small. I was engaging. And today I'm making money from it. And I'm going to push him to write up to 10 chapters. I'll tell him, see this topic. For you to get the better, he has money. Yeah, to get the better of 10 chapters or 1 million. I've told him it's not negotiable. It's okay. Let's start with 5. So he has agreed with the price. 10 chapter book will take me, if I sit down 3 days, I don't write down. And I work with 10 million or more than 10 million. Think possibilities. I've written a book by for a bishop in America. And then I have been paid in dollars. But I started with free. I sit down and say, what's my business with where's Shehu? My 50th birthday, I have written 50 titles, all with their, their chapters. 10 chapters each. So I finished one. I told him to, I just decided to go into my laptop and I discovered 40 books I have written their titles with their, their content. And I didn't even remember. I was just shouting in the office. What? He was one that opened the file. What? Jesus. I was screaming, I'm a wealthy man. Jesus, I'm a wealthy man. That's about 90 books. So while I was sitting down there, before I was calculating, by the time I get partnership, people to invest in this, just have 10 bookshops and print the books out. Enter into the market in a very unique way. Think possibilities. have 10 bookshops, and then the next thing you'll be talking about is having a printing press. Sit down and say, I'm waiting on God. Honey, God is waiting on you. God bless you, my son. Wake up. It's a wake-up call. Wake up. Sit down, waste your time. And be watching football. And be talking about Ronaldo. And be deceiving yourself. Our club, we just bought a new goalkeeper. We just bought a new striker. How much do they know you? They know you. You want to feel relevant. Our club. There's nothing wrong with it too. But as you abuse the watching and celebrating and eulogizing these guys, these players, you will wear their jersey, put their name. When will somebody buy t-shirt and put your own name and your face on it? Proudly, I'm Man U. Proudly, I'm Chelsea. Some people even fight and kill themselves for football. Nobody know them. It is your money that you use in paying in a what do you call that thing? Viewing center that they use in paying those guys money. Where do you think the money comes from? It's from you guys. Poor people are the ones that pay all these rich footballers. Let the whole world stop watching football. That business has crashed. You are the one paying them. You are the one paying their bills. And then you are busy attacking tithe and offering in church. So the money you go and pay in stadium and pay, who are you giving it to? How does that add value to your life? How does watching football add value to your life? Think posterity. That's how you dig your well real deep. Think posterity. Think prosperity. Think possibilities. You can. You can. You can. You can. I came to challenge you this morning. I came to motivate the sleeping giant inside of you. I came to wake up that giant inside of you. You are a lion and a lioness. Sit down and submit to life. Let life submit to you. Don't sit down and be thinking of survival. Think of how to thrive. It's the best time to thrive. A pastor said to me, he said, you be Odogo. I said, I don't know what you're saying. He said, in this time when prices of things are high, that's when you are building a cathedral. I said, this is the best time to build cathedral. Don't sit down and give in to situation and circumstance and be crying as if you don't have a God who is bigger than everything and anything. Wake up. Wake up. I told you once, and I'm repeating it. Every day I see the possibility in this statement I made some few months ago. People don't become big by talking big things. People become big by doing big things. When you do big things, you become big. You are small because you are doing small things. You have nothing because you are doing nothing. You are nothing because you are doing nothing. No matter how small, start. Though thy beginning was small, yet thy end should greatly increase. Start small. The only thing you start from the top is the grave. Start small. Even God recognizes small beginning. Though thy beginning was small, do something. You are a man, do something, engage your wife. There's a couple I used to support, I stopped supporting them. Stop supporting them. You are doing nothing. Every time you depend on me for money. Your wife is doing nothing, relatively young. I said, okay, you guys come up with a business idea. I gave them money to do business. They refuse to do business. He said, he doesn't want his wife to be stressed. Oh, it's me that is good to be stressed. Then I should be giving you money. I stopped. The house they're living in, about 2-bedroom flat, I was one that paid for it. The rent was over. He called me and said, it is well. I'm not giving you a dime. It's me that is good to stress and give you and your wife sit at home, do nothing. Every week, I give you money, I send your children to school. He just don't know me like as if they use jazz on me. Because we're a relation. Stopped. I refuse to aid laziness. Your wife is not good to, but my own wife, I'm sending my own wife to the field. Some of you don't know what you miss. You waste your time, waste your wife's time. Some of you women are very busy. Your husband sit at home sleeping, doing nothing, and it's okay. You want to have your wife by your side. You want to have your husband by your side. I will never forget a man. I don't want to call his name. Few persons who started with me will know him. He's Pastor Wisdom's friend. He's in the UK. The guy went to UK for 5 years. After establishing, he came back to Nigeria and took his wife. He said, for the next 10 years, we're going to live as flatmates. No husband and wife. They have children though. The next 10 years, he refused to bring his children to UK. He went, first of all, went 5 years, made money, established some things. Now brought his wife. He said for 10 years, they wrote agreement. A Yoruba man, 10 years, we are not going, don't come with romance, don't come with love. The house I got, I'll give you 3 months free. After that, you'll be paying rent. We're going to work independently for 10 years. Make your own money and make my own. After 10 years, we will now renew our marriage vows and bring our 3 children to UK. 10 years later, these 2 guys have built wealth and they are seriously involved in real estate. Buy houses in UK, both of them. 10 years, exactly 10 years, they brought their children and renew their marital vow. And now they are just traveling, enjoying their lives. Plan. When we're talking, he said for 10 years, they slept together about 4 or 5 times. He said because they were doing back to back, 3-4 jobs. So there was no time to sleep. 10 years. He said they didn't sleep together, have sex for up to 5 times. He said, I've given birth to 3 children. What are we doing with sex? Telling you the truth. Now, their money is just, they just flexing all over the world, exploring new destinations, husband and wife. Their money is working for them. Investment of 15 years. Your own love want to kill you. Honey, in poverty. Babe, in lack. Darling, in penury. See, money makes romance sweet, oh. Ask my wife when I took her on a yacht boat ride. Ask her. She was go and check the video. Gleaning from. You think it was speaking in tongues? There's a time to play love. This is the time for you to work hard. Spend your energy on building wealth. Leave romance alone. Hey babe, I don't understand. These 3 times a week, I'm not. Okare, rise up on your feet. Okare.